lot of union carpenters get involved in politics. It's essential to make sure that you got friends in positions and in places that require relationships. Let's face it, you've got the who's who and you got the powers that be, and you've got electeds that are making decisions on the daily basis on what's getting funded, how a project is getting funded, or whether there's a project that's going to be funded or not. And so with that said, you want to make sure that you are part of the equation and part of the thought process. Carpenter economics doesn't have boundaries. It doesn't stop at the state border. It doesn't start and stop in Yuma or Winter Haven. It doesn't stop in El Paso. So the folks in Georgia, what happens out there and what happens in all the different parts of the country impact us here in the Southwest, impact us in the form of infrastructure funding. And if something collapses or if the economy goes down, it's not just going to go down for somebody in Nevada. It goes down for that same carpenter that's in San Diego or straight across the board. So when it comes to carpenter economics, la economía de carpinteros, it's there's no boundaries when it comes to that type of topic of discussion. And there's really no boundaries when it comes to helping our brotherhood, regardless of where they're at within the 50 states, and that includes Canada.
My name is Lidia Camarillo, and I'm president of Southwest Voter Registration Education Project and the SVRP Action Fund. We mobilize Latino voters and empower Latino voters, and we're building power. The work that we have been doing with the Action Fund is to make sure that Latinos are part of making decisions about their lives through their vote. And we're very excited with the partnership we have with the Carpenters Union to turn out voters for the Georgia runoff election. One of the most important things about this election is that it was one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. The runoff election in Georgia was going to decide who controlled the U.S. Senate. Members made 140,000 calls to a universe of about 40,000 voters. This means that they talked to them or spoke to them or left messages to an estimated 40,000 voters 4 to 5 times. That guarantees the kind of turnout that we had. That's why Latinos broke records in the runoff election. President Pete Rodriguez and Jacob Lopez shared with the network of members. It went from a few phone bankers to an estimated 250. That guarantees that we get to the numbers that we want to. Particularly, as I said, we were targeting voters that had no voting experience. You have to make sure that you turn out your base and you turn out voters that care about the interest of working families, Latino families. And that's exactly what we accomplished with the work of the union members. Pete Rodriguez, I want to send you all flowers as a thank you because you changed the way that we're going to be acting on January 20th.